Hey guys, I got a brand new package in the mail, and I kind of sort of already know what it is because of the whole theme. If you can't tell what this logo is, it's OMOCAT, the creators of OMORI. So here is the front of the packaging. This packaging I've never seen. That's because I've never actually ordered anything off of their website until a few weeks ago, because they re-released their OMORI plushies, and I only got 2 of the 6, being in total. There's OMORI, there's Kel, Hero, Basil, Mari, and Aubrey. And I think they re-released the plushies for their like 5th, or not 5th, the 10th anniversary. Or it could be because OMORI recently hit their 3-year anniversary. I'm not sure. Either way, it is kind of cool that they re-released the plushies. So without the way, let me go on ahead and unwrap these plushies. So we have OMORI right here, and we have Kel, and we also have a little envelope with a little card that says thank you for the support. And here is the back with OMORI and something right there. And here is the little envelope. There is a giant card here, and it says make what you love. And inside we have oh my god, that is a lot of words. Huh. You know, half of me is tempted to read all of this right now just to make this video longer as an excuse, but I feel like most people wouldn't have the attention span, so I will put some pictures on the screen right now. So I just finished reading this little card. It was a really nice inclusion. They honestly didn't have to include this. I'm pretty sure with this little envelope, you will get this with every purchase that you make on the OMOCAT's website. And I really do appreciate this. It's just a small little thing that you get that I was not expecting. It's pretty cool. So for starters, here is a look at the packaging, and here is the back. They're both the same. I kind of expected them to be different packaging. Like, I kind of imagined they would include like the unique character on the packaging, but I guess they didn't. I always just assumed that they did that, but I guess wrong. So let's go and review, well, the namesake of the game, technically being OMORI. Here is both OMORI and Kel out of the package. I really love the Kel plushie. I am personally a Kel fan. And also, I got OMORI simply because, well, OMORI is, well, the main character you play as in the story. And I genuinely really love this plush. It looks phenomenal. With that out of the way, let's go and properly review OMORI. For starters, let's look at the side tags. I really love these. They are just like actual sprites from the end game, and it's really cool. I like that a lot. And here's the back of the tag. Copyright of 2020, OMOCAT, all rights reserved. And here's the logo of the game. Here is a closer look at the tush tag. It's just a small piece of paper. Here is the back. Here is a closer look at OMORI's knife. Sadly, it is not removable. It's sewn onto the plush. Overall, the details on this plush is pretty good. The only small little complaint I kind of have is the legs. They are printed on details, but that's the only piece of printing that's on the plushie. I think the clothing on all of the OMORI plushies is removable, so if you want, you can swap out the clothing from the characters if you have a whole bunch of them. Or if you feel really fancy, you could make your own clothing and put it on the characters. Here's a closer look at OMORI's face. Here's the little eyebrows and the eyes, nose, and mouth. They're all embroidered to the plush. The OMORI plush is about 5 inches tall, roughly the same size as any other makeshift Fat Mojo or Funko product, or just in general any plushie that's around 6 to 5 inches tall. And of course, with this OMORI plush, the plushie cannot sit or properly stand up because there's no beans in him, so he will fall. And here's a comparison of my custom-made Sunny plush I made during the time that OMORI came out. Here is the front of the plush. Here is the side of the plush. Here is the back. And here is the other side. And of course, next up we have Kel. Here's a closer look at the side tag. Again, it has the same sprite design from the game. And here's the back of the tag. And also, I forgot to mention, the tag is about the size of the actual plush, if you can kind of see. Well, it's half the size, kind of. And the tags are really thick and sturdy. It's kind of like the same material that the makeshift tags use, where they're really high quality and they don't feel flimsy. Here is a closer look at the embroidery on the Kel plush. All the details like the eyebrows, eyes, the little rosy cheeks, the smile is all embroidered. I'm not a big fan of the whole stitching right here on the shirt. It just looks a little bit odd, but you can't really fix any of that. And I think this is just with my plushie, but this Kel plush is really heavy. Like, I think they overstuffed this plush. And something I kind of wish that this Kel plush had was a little accessory, kind of like what OMORI has right here, where OMORI has a knife. Kel should have came with his little pet rock. And here's a closer look at the hair on Kel. It's actually completely different from the OMORI plush, where you can see the OMORI plush doesn't have an extra piece of plush fabric to make the hair details, while the Kel plush actually has an extra piece of fabric. And I'm pretty sure most of the other OMORI plushies have that extra piece of plush fabric to make the extra details for the hair. And here's just a quick comparison of both Kel and OMORI together. They're about the same size, as expected, since they're from the same set. Here is the front of the plush. Here is the side. Here is the back. And here is the other side. And by the way, I got these two plushies on April 27th, and I'm actually going to be showcasing some other stuff that I got, being on Friday, actually. So, for starters, I have to live with the fact that these are in my house now, so that's fantastic. But hey, I mostly got these because I wanted this character. And ironically, this was the first, blind bag that I picked and opened, and he was the first character I got, so I was already satisfied with what I had. And then I got him, and then you don't even exist. I might talk bad a lot about Garten and Ban, but I actually really like this character's design. Also, not to mention, Ban 7 just recently came out, and I'm just putting this part in, and it was actually really cool. It's definitely one of the better chapters out of the entire series. But anyways, I got the Jester first, then I opened up the Ban figure, and then lastly I got this giant piece of plastic, which this is very heavy. This is a very heavy piece of plastic. I feel like if I threw this would absolutely break a window. And I am aware this character's name is Bitter Giggles, but I just prefer calling him the Jester because in one of the games, that's what he was called, I believe. So I'm just sticking with that. Anyways, moving away from Garten of Ban, we have Banjo-Kazooie. I was at a thrift store, and they had this Banjo-Kazooie plush for $7, and I was so shocked because I knew this plush existed, okay? I knew most people found this plushie at Target, and I think Best Buy would probably have these. It's made by the brand Club Mochi Mochi. They basically make these really soft plushies. They kind of feel like Squishmallows, but they're usually for video game merchandise, I believe. I know they've made some Super Mario plushies. They actually made a Cuphead Club Mochi plush, which was pretty cool, but it was limited release, I believe. And they made Banjo-Kazooie. The retail price, I want to say, for this plush is $35. And on eBay, thanks to scalpers, it's like maybe 40. And that is a lot of money, I'm not gonna lie, especially since this plush is entirely printed fabric. But honestly, with the $7 price, I couldn't refuse. It's Banjo-Kazooie merch. It is so hard to find this in stores. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Let me actually properly review this plush. So for starters, this entire plush is printed material. Not a big fan of this, especially since I'm pretty sure the retail price is $35, which is a lot, especially considering Club Mochi Mochi made this, and it just doesn't have the best quality. And I've seen Club Mochi Mochi plushies in stores, like at Target or Best Buy. The Nintendo plushies from the set look fantastic, and yet this is what they did to Banjo-Kazooie. They made him look like Banjo-Kazooie from Nuts and Bolts, like the very introduction of the game. Which is also kind of why I bought it, because it just reminds me of that game that we don't speak of. I mean, it's not a bad game, it's just not Banjo 3E. But for this being a modern Banjo-Kazooie plush that you can find in stores, it's genuinely not bad. It's not as insulting as the Stubbins Banjo-Kazooie plush. That one just doesn't even look like the characters. I do really like the head shape of this Banjo plush. It genuinely looks just like Banjo from the first game, or the first two games actually. It looks really good, but with Kazooie, they just kind of butchered this character. Like, the beak is way too thick, I would say. It needs to be more skinnier. And you can kind of take Kazooie out of the backpack, but she is attached by 2 pieces of thread, and she doesn't have any legs, which looks kind of weird in hindsight. But the BD&A Kazooie plush did have that same problem where Kazooie didn't have any legs. And now would be a good time to compare to the next best option, being the Fangamer Banjo-Kazooie plush for modern Banjo-Kazooie plushies. In my opinion, I do feel like Club Mochi did try to base this plushie off of the Fangamer release, because you can see with the Fangamer plush, the Banjo plushie has 4 little dots on the snout, and same goes for the Club Mochi Banjo plush, which I'm pretty sure in-game, or in the box art of the game, he has more like little freckles on the snout compared to just the 4 that we have right here. And if you look at both of the Kazooie plushies, they kind of have the same head shape and the same eye pattern. And also, I did forget to mention, the backpack has all the details that Banjo-Kazooie should have for the backpack, except for the rare logo. I do like the little feet on the plushie. It actually looks really nice compared to the Fangamer plushie. Although I do find it weird that this plush just has the little feet and there's like literally no legs. I might sound critical with this Banjo-Kazooie plush, but I do genuinely love this plush. I was really shocked when I found this in a thrift store of all places. And it's just not common to finding a Banjo-Kazooie product in the wild of like a store. It's just never thought I'd see the day. Anyways, so here is the front of the plush. Here is the side of the plush. Here is the back of the plush. Here is the tush tag. And lastly, here is the other side. Overall, I do really love this plush. It reminds me a lot of the whole Nuts and Bolts incident, and it's just really charming. However, if you really wish to get a more affordable Banjo-Kazooie plush for a better deal, I would say get the Fangamer Banjo-Kazooie plush. And with that out of the way, here's every single piece of merchandise I just reviewed in this video. It's a very interesting haul, I won't lie. So, yeah.